Okay, guys, so transfer deadline is finished. It's finally done. And we're left with quite an underwhelming feeling. I think most United fans will agree with that. Especially because at the beginning of the season, everyone was saying that we were going to have this big overhaul in players, and I think everyone expected quite a few players to come in. It started off steady with Daniel James coming in. Then we got Aaron Wan-Bissaka much further down the line, and then even further down the line we got Harry Maguire. And I think a lot of fans sort of it was expecting more departures and more sort of coming in. Um, Let me know what you think. I'm interested to hear what you feel. Let me know what players you would have brought in, what players you would have liked. I know on a lot of the fan channels, everyone's talking about Bruno Fernandes. He's the hot topic. Dybala was a big one a couple of days ago. It looked like Lukaku was gonna swap with him, but it didn't quite happen. Um, yeah, what did you think of that? Was you disappointed? Did you want Dybala? Do you think that United seem to be taking a different approach this transfer window? I would say. I think there's less willingness to just get anyone in the club. I think that they're sticking to a limit. And look, if you don't want to agree to these wages, if you're gonna start asking for sky high wages and throw everything off balance, then we're not gonna let you do that. Do you think that's a good idea, or do you think that United should just pay the wages and just keep pushing the boundaries of what's financially possible? I'm not so sure the latter is the best way. I think the stance that Ed Woodward is taking is a bit of a breath of fresh air for me. Obviously, you don't have to agree, but I just think that it's a breath of fresh air to see United, because United were never that club, were they? They didn't just pay anybody what they wanted because they were desperate, and I think we've become a bit like that desperate girlfriend a little bit, haven't we? Just willing to give anything for whoever, just as long as you're a big name. Come to our football club and make us great again. Um, I think it's a breath of fresh air to see Woodward sort of change his direction, because he was just doing everything we want this person, we want that person, and what happens is you become like a headless chicken and you don't know what you're doing anymore, because the fans don't really have the stability to be able to set a proper plan for United. To be, they're just reacting to what the media is saying. We are all victims to the media. The media just put things in front of us and we're like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And there's not really any sort of strategical thinking going on. But that's where those in positions of responsibility need to have more strategic plans, and they can't just act on a whim to people who like fans who are quite rash in their behavior, and the thinking is more short termism as opposed to long term stability. So it's an interesting one, really, as well for other teams. If you support a different team, if you support an Arsenal or a Tottenham, how do you think your transfer window went? Did you get the right players in? I know Arsenal had quite a busy one, and so did Tottenham, actually, both London clubs. West Ham got a few in. I think Crystal Palace were happy to keep hold of Zaha. He seems like he's got he's got beef with the higher ups now. Um, so it's been an interesting window, really. I mean, it's been busy though. It's been quite busy. I was quite impressed with what Arsenal did, because Arsenal they got Tierney. They who else they get? They got Pepe. They got David Luiz. So it's quite good. So yeah, well done Arsenal. They've done well this window. Well, we say well done, but only time will tell. And it kind of brings me on to another thing I wanted to talk about, because I hear some United fans say things like, "Oh, well, Arsenal outspent us this transfer window," and I just think things are really sad if we're going to start saying things like that, because it's ridiculous. So basically, the summer is about who spends the most money. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, City will never be the ones who spend the most money, and they'll still always be on top. And that's because it's not about how much money you spend. How much did Harry Kane cost Tottenham? You know what I mean? Like, he came through the youth system. It's not about how much money you spend. I just hope that we can gain more maturity in that way, and not be so petty and sort of childish with our ideas. But that is just my opinion again. So again, you let me know. Maybe I'm being too judgmental here, or a little crazy, but these are just thoughts that go through my head. When I hear that, I cringe a little bit, like, oh, Arsenal outspent us, and I'm thinking, do you really think that's what football's about? Because football is, yes, money helps. Money is a great tool, but it doesn't solve everything. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, you're gonna have to work. Like, you know, the United Stand has 500,000 subscribers. The Full Time Devils, 500,000 subscribers. They've got a camera just like I have. I could have 500,000 subscribers. But it's not about me getting more camera gear and more. It's not. That's a part of it, but it's not about that. It's about the hard work. And at some point, United fans are just going to have to look to the team and push them on to work hard, because that's what it's about. It's about effort levels. It's about putting your all in. It's not just about going out and buying so-and-so from Italy with pink boots. You know what I mean? Like, it's about the hard work. It's about the graft. It's about the passion. It's about applying what you know. At some point, it has to come down to those raw elements. It's not just about spending money on players. It's about putting the extra hours in the gym. It's about after training, doing more training. That's what it's about. It's not about spending money all the time, because that can only get you so far. At some point, you've got to work. You can't just spend your way out of trouble all the time. Sometimes it works, but not all the time. At some point, you have to work. And that's what time it is now for these players. This is a good time now for these players to shine and have their chance. Rashford, Lingard, Pereira. This is your time. This is your season. This is a great time. It's a great opportunity for them to show that they are worthy of playing for Manchester United. And that's why I think it's so, for me, it's a good thing that this has happened. Because now these players have to do what they do and produce. And it's down to them, And we can bring on Chong, we can bring on Greenwood, we can bring on, Garner. There's so many players. McTominay will get his chance. It's great. Great times, marvellous times. But tell me what you think. Maybe you're not so upbeat. Yeah, it's an interesting window. But I'm looking forward to the conversation. So get typing and let me know what you think. And whatever it is, I'm not going to, judge. I just want to hear what people are saying. So, cool. I'll see you down below. And don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to like the video too if you liked it. Cool.